Hey everyone, this is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and the Waymo and Uber trial continue. Well, not trial, the pre-trial deposition, whatever it's called, continues. And last week, Uber was in the hot seat for information that they were using secret messaging, things like Wickr, to avoid leaving a paper trail and having a division set up specifically to steal trade secrets. Now, based on that revelation in this 37-page letter that the judge received, he delayed the trial to let Waymo have more time to investigate things because that was considered obstructing evidence. Well, Uber, once that information came out, wanted to turn around and depose some employees of Waymo, whether current or former, because some of the Waymo employees no longer work for them and now work at Uber, and they want to question them publicly. Was there any of that going on at Waymo? Like, does Waymo use Wickr or secret texting apps as well? And Waymo did not want that to happen. A Waymo lawyer, David Pearson, explained to the company had concerns about Uber going into Google policies, fishing information that might involve attorney-client communications or things like that. Quote, "We did say they could ask, did you use ephemeral communications, but we're going to be providing the policies and what is there." And this is where the judge had to step in and take Uber's side, if you will. And he was quote saying, "This is a direct order and the public ought to be aware. I can't stand it when Waymo or the other side wants it both ways. You have the court's permission to ask not only the practice, but the policies about ephemeral communications when they were at Waymo and preserve those records where they obstructed your inquiry because they may be shown to the jury." And a few moments later, he addressed Google's attorney, or Waymo's attorney, said, "You're trying to blame them for ephemeral, and they get to show it if you do it just as badly as you do it." So, and, Gonzalez also added that there was another set of questions they wanted to ask. Do you know of anybody else at Waymo or Google? Were you ever instructed to use it or not to use it? And the judge said, the texting. And the judge said, you can ask that. So here's the thing. This trial, I still believe Uber will lose it. But I think we have a very fair judge. I think this judge is very fair. He has been, for the most part, very open-minded and thoughtful. And there have been a couple times where it looked like Waymo was going to win, and there were a couple times where it looked like Uber was going to win. This is one of those times where it looks like Uber might win, although I want to stress it doesn't mean that at all. In fact, it doesn't even mean that the judge is siding with Uber, and they believe... I think Uber does have the right to ask Google whether or not these texting messages were used to cover up whatever conversations they wanted to have. Now, Uber's doing it because they want to show that Google's no different from them. Sorry. That's why they're doing this. And is it an irrelevant question? Probably, because it doesn't negate the fact that Uber did it. And they're the ones on trial. And what they're trying to do is like, well, see, Google does it. Why can't we do it? And who knows how the judge or the jury or both are going to look at that claim. Because I think that this might actually be a bigger case than we realize. Because if it comes out that a lot of companies are using these apps that delete data, minutes after going out so that they can do shady things and have no paper trail, that's going to be a bigger problem than just Google and Uber. That's going to be a much bigger problem because companies are supposed to keep records of these things. And if they're using these apps basically so that they can communicate with one another without there being a paper trail, that's a problem. That's a problem. I mean, talk about having a blind eye to stuff that the companies are doing. That's almost like having an encrypted phone line or something. It's weird. So, I mean, I still think Uber's going to lose this case, but Uber was kind of smart. They pulled out they use it too, and maybe they use it too, and if they use it too, well... let's put it this way. It's not going to prove Uber is innocent. It probably won't even really shift what's going to happen to Uber. It's just going to be a distraction. I mean, Uber is known for saying things and doing things to distract from the real problems. Flying cars. But, if it shows that Google uses it too, I think that would raise a bigger concern overall about he's using this in the first place. Uber will still lose the lawsuit, but it might open the floodgates for other companies to be asked about these secret texting apps where it's like they get on their phone and it's like, hey, steal this item. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds. So, that I think is going to be like a huge problem, and people are going to be talking about that. Probably more than what this ultimately ends up being about. But I would like to know, what do you guys think? Do you think the case is going to have bigger implications than just between these two companies and autonomous vehicles, or do you think nothing's going to be there, that this is a nothing burger? I would love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the videos I make, consider becoming a Patreon member for as little as $1 a month. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.